Hey guys, on this week's Hustle, we turn the table and I'm interviewed by Joseph Ayoun, who's joined us this week for his work experience. Joseph is 16 and in year 10 at St. Charbel's College in Punchbowl. It's been an absolute pleasure having Joseph join us, and he's no newcomer to digital marketing. In actual fact, Joseph has almost 40,000, that's 40,000 subscribers on his YouTube channel, Soive Nation. Now we're going to get some tips as to how to build a following. So Joseph, you have some questions for me as well. But first, Joseph has compiled 6 tips that he recommends if you're trying to grow your subscribers on YouTube. And why would you want to do that, you ask? Well, YouTube is the second largest search engine globally. Over 300 hours of video is uploaded to YouTube every minute. Joseph, like any kid under 20, is a digital native. All of these kids have grown up with multiple screens as part of their world. They don't know a world of faxes or Encyclopedia Britannicas. So, Joseph, you have almost 40,000 subscribers on YouTube. What are your tips for anyone trying to get more cut through and build a subscriber base on YouTube?
Well, my first tip will be commit to posting to YouTube multiple times and be consistent.
Absolutely. Consistency with any digital marketing is key, as we've found with on our own hustle, but you're absolutely right. Consistency is important because the algorithm learns as well, and it starts to show your content more. Is that right? It gets you more engagement, gets you more reach. Yep. Number 2.
Number 2 is design your video thumbnail, channel art, and profile picture to suit your channel's theme.
Okay, so you also have to be consistent with your brand as well. So make sure that your YouTube, if you've got a website, a lot of YouTubers obviously don't even have a website. But if you're matching up your website with your YouTube content or your YouTube channel, make sure that your branding is consistent. Yeah.
So the third tip is, it is good to create long videos to improve your watch time, and this could lead your videos being suggested more times.
Absolutely. For the reason being that the longer videos are watched for, the YouTube's algorithm deems them to be more engaging.
Exactly.
And therefore will organically again give you more reach and also pull them up in suggested videos.
Exactly.
Great. Number 4?
Number 4 is connect with your viewers or fans. An example could simply be replying to comments, liking comments, or pinning comments.
Absolutely. What's the point in putting content out there if you're not going to go through the content and reply to people that are making comments or providing feedback? Even if it's bad feedback, there's a lot of people out there who've got nothing better to do. You can at least go back in and acknowledge their feedback by saying, thanks for your feedback. Number 5?
Yes.
Okay, keep
it will be start with a simple editing software such as iMovie. It doesn't have to be a movie production when you're making a video.
Yep, absolutely. Start with iMovie, start with something basic. A lot of people think it's complicated. It's not, as you can see. And number 6?
This is the most important one. Don't compare your channel to others. I see a lot of people compare their views with other people on the same topic video. The key is to be patient. You'll grow your fan base slowly, and just put trending tags, just put catchy titles.
Yep.
And most importantly, put time and effort.
Time and effort, absolutely. And test and learn. Practice makes perfect, yeah? How long has it taken you to get up to nearly 40,000 subscribers?
It's taken me 3 years. I've been very patient.
Okay, 3 years, that's good commitment.
Yeah.
But the results, the results speak for themselves. And how many views have you had over?
I'm about to reach 7 million views.
7 million views,
yes.
40,000 subscribers, 16. So, you now have a couple of questions for me. As I said, Joey's been here for his work experience. We've thrown him at the deep end. We've had him in meetings. We've had him doing some research for us. What would you like to?
I just want to firstly say thank you for having me on board with your team. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Absolutely, it's been an absolute pleasure. I remember my work experience very fondly at Triple M when they were up at Bondi Junction, almost probably 35 years ago or close to it, something like that. But it's a memory you'll have for life. So we've enjoyed having you. Thank you.
So my first question is, how do I continue my learning? Because I'm very interested in this field of business.
Okay, so how do you continue your learning? I would say that there's a number of obviously online to begin with. Things like Facebook Blueprint, for instance, and also go and get yourself Google certified, get some Google certification. ADMA, that's ADMA, that's the Australian Data-Driven and Marketing Association. They run some great courses. They're actually a client of ours, but they run some great courses both in person and online. If you wanted to head over to the HubSpot blog, if you enjoy reading, HubSpot have got some great, we've had you looking at HubSpot this week as well. HubSpot's got some fantastic material on it. That's hubspot.com/blog, I think. And naturally, you should follow us, Sydney Digital Marketing, on Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube for our own weekly insights.
Yes. So my second question would be, I heard you guys talk about the new Google algorithm update concerning the new Google Core update and diversity update.
Yes.
Why is that such a big deal?
It's been a big deal. It's come out in the last couple of weeks. Some websites have lost 50% of their organic traffic, so we've been very conscious of making sure that that hasn't affected any of our clients as well as ourselves. Google updates its algorithm regularly, which can have a big effect on your business's search position on Google. Now we've heard of businesses going from like the number 1, 2 or 3 position on page 1 to the bottom of page 5 and literally having to close up shop because they're not getting any more website traffic, inquiries, sales, etc. This update had 2 things to contend with, and my advice to any business regarding this and looking at your content, because Google is all about content, you should ask yourself the following. Looking at the content on your page, would you trust the information presented in this article? Is this article written by an expert or an enthusiast or someone that knows the topic well? Would you be comfortable giving your credit card information to the site? Things like that. And if the answer is no to any of those questions, well then you need to rethink the content. Second part of this update was a big one. It was called the diversity update, and what this means is that Google will now only display a maximum of 2 listings from any one website. So whereas before, if we were to ask what is digital marketing, you'll now see a more diverse range of websites. Previously it might have been 1 website and 6 listings. Now that Google are actually limiting that to just the 1 website. The key takeaway here, guys, with Google is that Google is no longer about keywords on web pages. It's about solving people's problems. Google is increasingly updating how it understands what users want when they type a query, and Google is also updating how it understands the problems that a web page solves. Okay, so if you keep that in mind, you'll be a lot closer to achieving or maintaining your number 1, 2 or 3 position on page 1.
So my third question would be, I've seen you and the team talk to clients, calling them up and having meetings with them, which I was fortunate to attend. But how do you really measure your client success?
That's a great question. Ultimately, it's making sure that we match the KPIs that are agreed at the outset. It's a lot about agreeing the outcomes right from the very start. The client and the agency need to agree what success looks like, and generally that's in terms of leads and inquiries, not just sort of clicks and visits and subscribers. Sorry. But also for us to be able to try and pre-qualify some of those leads and nurture those leads, which is something that over time we've become experts at. We also need to understand things like the lifetime value of a client, then work out the cost per lead and the cost per sale number. Once we've agreed these numbers, we review them on a month-to-month basis to ensure that we're hitting the goals, and if not, what can we do to adjust and improve. But yeah, success is really achieving the KPIs that we agree at the start, and those can change over time as well.
So my last question is, over the past week, I've seen you and your team develop websites, look over analytics and many more things. So my question is, what are the biggest challenges you face as an agency?
Like any business, I think always generating inquiries and leads, and obviously focusing on our sales, delivering excellent outcomes to our clients, and getting clients who buy into the long-term journey. Last year we heard one of our peers in the digital marketing agency sphere say that it took 2 years to really get success happening online. We sort of looked at that and we felt that's probably a little bit of a long time to go, but to be honest, if we look at our own success, and we look at our own organic growth, I'd say 2 years, if we could get more clients that buy into that longer term picture rather than wanting sales to start and leads and everything to start as soon as we turn on a campaign, that would be one of our biggest challenges is finding the right clients who are buying into the longer term. I hope that answers. I hope I've answered your questions up to your high standards.
You have.
Mate, once again, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks for stepping up and joining us to go live here on our Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube channels. Guys, head on over to Joseph's channel over on YouTube. It's Soive Nation, SOIVE Nation. Check out some of the work that he's been doing. Thanks for watching us. As usual, head on over to sydneydigitalmarketing.com.au to our blog. We've updated it this week with some weekly insights. You can also follow us on LinkedIn, here on Facebook. And thanks for watching. We're very grateful for you spending the time to tune in. Cheers. Bye now.
Bye-bye.